Well, good morning, folks. Out here at site on the build, out here in Lipa City. Actually, got some pretty good news. Roof structure's finally going on the house. We got our roof decided on. Hopefully, anyway. I got my builders checking it out. A lot of choices to pick from. The hard part is just finding out what your budget can stand and what you can live with and what you like. So got a bunch of different options. Really like that stone coat, but it's almost a million pesos out here in the Philippines for what we're looking at here versus the naturally textured steel roof, the long span, which is a good roof, but the stone coat, it's got a nice texture in that I really like. But anyway, we'll do a quick weather check. It is hot today out here for February. Got a nice little breeze going, but the sun is beating down hard. It's a beautiful day out here. Check out the skies. Like I said, beautiful day. I think we're gonna catch up on my neighbor's build, see what he's doing over there. They got a lot of stuff that they're finishing up and going through the phases of the build. A lot more than mine because they're still working on the plaster, and I'm going to do an in-depth on the roof structure. Had some comments from some of my viewers asking about how they secure the actual steel itself to the concrete, and we're going to go through that whole process. But anyway, so let's go check out what's going on over at my neighbor's house and kind of take a quick look around the build site. Follow along. Let's go. First thing you notice that when you roll up on site here is you've got my build over here to the left side of the street, and you can see that the two gentlemen on top wearing the red shirts are part of the crew that's doing the roof structure itself. So that's good news, and I plan on doing an in-depth review on that. I had one of our subscribers ask me some detailed questions on how the stuff is attached to withstand all the typhoons out here, and these are all good questions that I want to get in detail on and find out exactly how that is. I took a peek this morning, and they used some cement nails roughly just to start the process to get the welds in place, and I want to see how they actually do the permanent anchoring. And then as you roll over here to my neighbor's house, and you can see the difference between the two houses, how much more finished they look. That roof, the concrete hollow block that's on these houses here, it's just really an ugly look to them till they get that first coat, the first plaster coat on them, and that's something that I had to adjust to when I got out here. And you can see the difference once they have the plaster coat on my neighbor's build over here. You can see in the walls a prime example of what it's going to be. You can see where his wall goes all the way down to the end, with the gentleman in the yellow shirt down there in the trenches. But this is before they have any of the plaster coats on. This is a concrete hollow block with just the cement on it, and the columns that are unfinished. And you can see the difference between them. Big difference. And you can see the color coat on the exterior paint here. Still got some more work to do on that. And let me get you a view where they're at here. Here's since we're not online with a city sewer system, we have to have septic out here, and those are the three chambers that the septic tanks are built on. You can see the process of how they're just about completed with it right now. They've got the tank completely built, and the covers are drying on it now, so we'll get to watch the finish of that. You can see over here as we walk along. You can see where they're at over here. Oh, almost slipped. They have had some problems here with the getting the right doors cut to the specs that the builder put out some detailed specs. I actually saw them, and one of the actual door casings themselves that hold the French doors here, they've had problems on them because they've sent them back out, and the measurements have come back wrong. And our builder's pretty particular, and I would be too if it was my house, because you don't want to pay for a high quality French door and have it look all trashed out. So you can come over here as you roll up here. They're still spending most of their time on the top floor because those are the living quarters. And now that we're inside, you can see the actual step up here, how nice. Obviously the wood's just laid on top of the step, but you're going to have a step up with the wood, the same material that's going to be used for the stairs. And they're actually putting in, our electrician Nelson there is actually putting in one of the Hayes ceiling fans. It's the same company that I opted to go with. Hey, how you doing, Nelson? Is working hard. He's got the stuff in. They got part of their furniture in here now that they're waiting on, and I'm gonna let those guys work. Here's the progress on the laundry room. It hasn't advanced much since last time, with the exception of the doors being put in place. And what I was saying about the doors were that the actual jambs they would order complete. They would order this jamb, and then they would order the second jamb there, and the second jamb would be off from the first jamb. The quality control just isn't there, and it's causing a lot of delays to get these doors finished up. We were in Alabang this week earlier. I was there Monday looking at some of the synthetic doors, or the doors that are made out of composite material. They're not actually like solid mahogany wood, and those doors are only good to be used. I like the fact that they were pre-measured. They come in, you just drop them in place. They look nice, have some beautiful designs on them, but they don't take the moisture well, and that's the wrong thing you want to have for the Philippines. You can't be exposed to the outside rain or the moisture from the bathroom, so you're better off staying with in my opinion, you're better off staying with the actual wood doors themselves. Before I go up here, get a look where they at, and we can see as we go up the staircase and on this little balcony here. There's no grouting in this middle section yet, but I'll be able to show you. I mean, the Hayes fans are not cheap, but I'll tell you what, they're a good quality fan, and in the long run they're going to pay for themselves with the expenses that they're having to run them. And out here you want as much air circulation as you can get. With the doors opened up, you can really feel the air flowing through here on his property. Not finished yet here, but you can see what it's going to look like. You can see they're putting the base molding down here now, and they're setting. We've got these. They're actually doing the finished painting on the French doors here. We'll roll out to the balcony on the other side, and you get an idea. They just had his hand railing put in, and that was the design that he chose. So he's got, obviously it's got to be finished and painted, but it's nice now. It's showing complete. He's done a good job with all the electrical outlets. Still got finish work up here for the paint, but got a lot accomplished. House is really taking form now. All the electrical outlets are nice. They're going to be super nice having them up there for your Christmas lights, or if you decide to put something or external speakers or something out there later on, that's your option. And then you've got got your electrical outlets. You can see on that one photo, he's got his on every third column. He's going to have lights on the exterior of his walls, which is nice for nighttime when you want to light things up. I'm hoping that this camera's picking up. I think it does, but you can see the doors are here. And let me see if I can sneak in over here. And you can see this room here is already, they've already grouted. They've got the baseboards in all along here. They've got the windows are completed. Air con's in. He's got his ceiling fan up for this room. And he's also got all of his lights on that on both sides of the room. Just set up, and he's got, if you look at his switches out here, I mean, guys in the States don't think anything of it, but all these actual switches here with the USB plugs and stuff in them, they're expensive out here in the Philippines, and they're hard to get a hold of. You have to, he's ordered most of his stuff either from the US or he's had it imported in from one of the other countries, more like China probably. But you can see this bathroom here that's partially done. It's got a nice nice look to it. But as you roll up here on top, you can see the contrast between the dark wood and the dark the light walls, the brown, the dark brown coat on those, the simulated wood that looks really good with the light colored ceiling fan. In general, looks nice. This is going to make, you can see the baseboards. You don't see a lot of that out here in the Philippines unless you get into the custom housing builds. But the house is really, the point I'm trying to make is the house is really taking shape now. They've got all the glass in here. Now the corner glass, they were actually having some issues with some of the windows leaking, but they've got them sealed up now. So that's a good thing. Get those issues worked out while your builder's on site, because there's nothing worse than having this stuff happen after the contractor's gone. And they've got newspaper on here just to keep the sunlight out of these rooms here, because to keep it cooler. It gets quite a bit cooler in here, even just with the door opened up and no air cons going or no ceiling fans on. You can tell the difference than virtually going outside, because that sun gets hold of you out here, and it's just with a humid climate, it's tough. It takes a pretty good beating on you. It doesn't take long for you to start to feel the effects of that. I think there's a guy behind there working. So they were doing some grouting. I was going to head on back there, but the carpenters. That's okay, Kuya. Carpenter's over there working, so we're going to leave him alone. But all in all, I'd really be happy with this. If this was my build turns out close to this, I will be extremely happy, and I think it will, because I got faith in my builder right now. And I'm hoping, you really never know until the end of the job. That's what separates a lot of the builders, the good builders, from the bad builders, because they never ever come in and complete what they're supposed to do or finish up what needs to be done. And that's hard. I mean, like you said, people ask me all the time, hey, can you recommend your builder? I tell them at this point in time, hey, there's my lovely wife and the foreman out here. But they ask me what I recommend my builder, and I say at this time, absolutely. But if you ask me what it's going to be like at the end of the build, I'll tell you that too. But right now I couldn't be happier. You can see his choice of air conditioners. He used the Daikin, which have really good reviews. Excuse me. And I'm hoping to get the same type of reviews on mine, because I'm going to go with the Daikins as well. But unless you experience a build out here firsthand in the Philippines, and there's a lot of things that change just from day to day. I mean, when you're here and you set something up, no matter how well it looks on paper, it really doesn't matter, because when you see it in person, or you see something you don't like, if you catch it early enough, you can make that change really easy. But if not, you have to live with it. It's just like my front. I've made changes to the office building / spare bedroom here in the front. I've closed out the door from the original build. They had a door from the outside, which I decided I don't need, and took out another window. And then I've had the bathroom window shortened up here in that very front section next to the main doorway. And then I've had the front section that were set up for sliders, like my neighbor's build across the street. That changed as well, because I wanted just regular having windows, even though I really like the concept and the idea of it. But with my my small one running around, I don't know. I fear for him rolling out, and God knows I don't want him to have an accident and get hurt, or even worse. So we decided just to go with the standard windows. Versus, let me roll over here. Now those don't look much bigger, but they're actually about a half a foot from the floor. He's got some big windows on the front, and it would be easy just to step out onto basically nothing and land on that ground if you weren't aware of your surroundings, or you're a little guy here not paying much attention to what's going on. So that's something that you have to take in consideration. Well, folks, I just wanted to give you a quick update on what's going on right now. So my neighbor's build seems to be the one that's the hot item right now. And he's got a lot of stuff, like I said, a lot of stuff finished up. Builder's been working super hard to make sure that happens. A lot going on. I mean, that wall. Funny thing about it is that you would think that lot would go all the way up to the back. Let me go back over here and show you. I don't know who would buy a lot that's pretty much unbuildable, and the lot between him and the lot right behind his house and the one that goes up the next lot, it's just basically all hillside. And I know people do it all the time, but if you look up there from that corner where his trench is dug to all the way up above, that's really over 50% of your lot's unusable. But I don't think anybody's going to purchase it, which is a good thing for him, because he's basically going to have a free lot that he doesn't have to buy. So that's a big plus. And as far as looking for privacy, this one has already been purchased here, and builders asked me a while ago, but I've been really super busy, that he also purchased a lot, and he's putting a build on that to sell, and I'll showcase that for anybody who's interested. So the reason I do that is because the builder's been good for me. He's helped me out a lot. I don't make anything off him. I don't get a dime. I don't ask for anything. He's offered, but I don't take. I just tell him to do a good job of my build. So where a lot of people will recommend the devil to get a dollar from him, we see a lot of that out here. That's one thing I do say that I don't like out here. There's some people out here that are pretty greedy. Have that in the States too, but it seems like here they don't really care. So folks, just want to say thank you for your support, and appreciate everything you do for us, and keep those questions and comments coming. As long as they're good comments, whether I agree with them or not, as long as they're constructive and well written, and I welcome them. Like I said, I look forward to them, and I've learned a lot of insight from the folks that write in, who have a lot more experience than I do, and have been around a while and know the country a lot better than me. So I've got a lot of good tips and followed up on a lot of them. Some worked out, some haven't, but in general, I'm grateful. So thank you very much for the support, folks. Stay safe. Take care.